think I've always been a version of myself that I want to be in that specific time. Even like your first question, last 5 years, like I've really seen myself grow into a role of being more of a medical provider, whereas before when I was an undergrad and whatnot, I was kind of always dreaming of that. Mainly my goal was to be helping people, and I've been able to do that, whether it be in a friendship role, in a daughter role, or in a medical role. So just a matter of maturity and finding yourself. I know I have a lot more growing to do, but I don't know where that's going to lead me. So I don't really have any expectations of myself. Well, I've always loved helping people, whether it's like volunteering or anything. But in high school, I took an anatomy class and I absolutely loved it. And then at Roanoke, did really well in Ex-Phys, which is a pretty difficult class. And I had the opportunity to be a TA for that class. And then I realized I just love the human body. I love anything medicine, and kind of took a leap of faith and joined EMS to get hours for PA school. And then kind of through calls and working in the hospital, figured out that's not what I wanted to do. And after 4 years of trying to get into PA school, or 2 years trying to get into PA school, but 4 years of working toward that goal, kind of that change of career. And then on a leap of faith, I applied to nursing school and got into my top choice. So that was kind of surprising and exciting. It's the adventure. You just kind of got to roll with it.
Nothing. I'm going to be honest. Who I am right now and who I want to be, there's nothing different about it. I think I'm just really level-headed. I want to be more level-headed and more positive than I am now, but just for them to really nothing, just to stay who I am and just keep growing to be more positive and just keep growing to be more like into a lot of things and to try out different things, just to have that type of accountability for myself. A whole bunch of downfalls, a whole bunch of just getting knocked over and just coming back up, but not letting that thing that knocked me down to keep me down, just to keep going forward and to keep moving.
I think I'm just a person, and I try to be my best self, and I try to be kind to other people, even if I'm not the best person. But I want to be a person that's just really kind to other people and a good Christian and somebody that people think is a really good person. And I want to have a good reputation.
I guess the difference is who you are now is kind of a result of all the decisions you've made up until that point, and it's kind of a culmination of everything you wanted to be for the most part until then. And who you want to be, I guess, is more mirrored after people that you like to idolize or you admire their qualities. I guess it's in contrast with your own self and your shortcomings and where you want to excel and who your superhero is. You want to become that person. I guess someone who is very well thought out, can make decisions very quickly in the moment and be confident with them going forward in life. Just always seeking out little tiny moments in life that make everything worth it, because there's always going to be the things that drag you down, but you gotta find the little moments in life that make it all worth it.
That's a good answer. I feel like I just agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm older now, and the wannabe's probably gone by now, but I always wanted to be a great mom. I always wanted to be, a good wife, great-grandmother, friend, daughter. And I think so far I've done pretty well with that. I have some waves here and there, but I think the things that I wanted in life, I've been very lucky and have to this day.
That question is kind of hard for me to answer.
Well, I want to be a wrestler. Ever since I watched WWE since I was younger, I liked some of the superstars. I forgot some of them, but I can name one of them. Can I name some of them? I like The Undertaker. I like Randy Orton. And I also like Drew McIntyre. Ever since I saw them guys fight, I really like to be a professional wrestler, because me and my brothers have been fighting and stuff, and that's why I want to become a wrestler. I know how much it hurts people, but I just like wrestling that much.
who I am is not a good person.
Exactly.
It's a good person, but like
it's not what
I don't
want to be
this
shit.
person.
Exactly. It's maybe more of a strict person than being. I don't know. How do you answer this?
Alright, so
I'm a not child of God at the moment.
Exactly. We're trying to get closer to God, so we're trying to go to church and do more for ourselves than what we do now.
I'm an assistant manager for Taco Bell. I want to be a doctor, so like.
Yeah, you can answer that.
You can.
So basically, I could go to college, get good grades, and become somebody than what I really am now, right?
Was that a good answer?
Not a lot, except for maybe I'd like to be a little more successful and work my way to be a little more well off, more independent. Financially, I'm an independent type of person as it is, but I don't know. I'm not where I would like to be at this, at the stage of my life, but I'm on my way. I'm still climbing, still doing good. The light's at the end of the tunnel for sure.
I guess who you want to be can be construed to be like all your dreams flooded into an idea of what you think you should be. And what you are sometimes can't be what you dream you can be. I think that's part of my own struggle. It's kind of what's the closest achievable thing to the dream person I want to be versus what's actually attainable. I think not being held back by certain modern worldly constraints. Being the dream person I want to be doesn't have a lot of worries about modern things that we have to deal with. It would be nice to just be that artist in the wild kind of thing. That's why I got a camera, but I work in sales. Not very close.
I'm good. I'm good right where I am. I'm happy. I've got a good life. Money's fine. Everything's good. Everything seems to be good so far. Worked hard at it. I work for everything I get. I don't expect anything to be given to me, so I work for everything I get, and so far it's worked out pretty well. Try to make people happy at the same time.
Well, I think I'm a good person. I should be more active and more organized. I don't know.
Time. Matter of time before I become that person I want to be. I'd like to be a landlord, I guess. Have some rental properties. I've got my main job where I make, a pretty decent salary for the family. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. She takes care of the kids when they're not at school. We decided to do that because for her, it would be better for her to be able to raise the kids outside of school and stuff than for her to get a job and then paying for childcare and someone else is raising your kid. So we decided all the money she would make, not all of it, but a large portion of it would go to childcare. So she kind of does that. I do my job. I work a lot of hours, but we do have a side job going that brings in pretty decent money. So, it takes money to kind of get into the rental business, I guess. If you want to own some real estate, you got to have money to buy in, right? There's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, you don't need money. Yeah, you do. You either need your money or someone else's money, So I want to be a landlord. I want to have real estate, but I want to have enough that I've got enough cash flow so that I don't have to have a job where I'm working for somebody else. You know what I mean? I want to be free. Called liberty. That's about it, yeah.
Yeah, well, here's something I'm striving for. I heard a woman who goes to my church who about midlife went to seminary and worked as a minister. She'd always been kind of an activist, and then she was a chaplain at a jail for several years, and she was in her early 80s now, and we had a service where some people 80 and over gave their advice to people, and her advice was be kind. If you can't be kind, and strive to be as nice and friendly as you can. Hasten to gladden people's hearts. Always try to be friendly, positive, and have a good impact, yeah.
This just sounds so churchy, but I'm a missionary and I'm trying to be more like Christ and to just bring the light of Christ to other people. And so who I want to become is more like him, and I just want to make everyone happy and just help them feel of his love.
See, that was a trick question. So
So who you are is time out. Cut. Who you are is what's with others, what you display to others and how they perceive you. Who you strive to be is your goals, your desires, whatever you choose. Again, that comes back to who you are. If you were on a solid foundation, you started off on a solid foundation, then you're going to always be on a solid foundation. And nope, time out. Cut that one too.
I don't think I want to be anything else. I'm 52 years old. I ran hotels for 25 years. Now I'm at Carillion for guest services. I don't think there's going to be another career change. I don't want to be anybody else. It's one day you just wake up. 25 years at one place is in the industry, the hospitality industry, that's a lot. And you're on stage every day as the manager. You go down and say, hey, how was breakfast? Hey, how was your night stay? And, you just get, I wouldn't say tired of it, I would say burnt out. And when Carillion had a posting for guest services manager, I was like, why does a hospital need the guest services manager? So I applied for the position, I got the position, and when I got in there in this role, it all made sense, because that's what a hospital is, a big hotel. You have your patients, and your guests, you have the cafeteria. It's a big hotel. Yeah. Even though it's not the destination they want to be, but yeah, we're there to make them feel comfortable. We always have a saying, the customer's always right, even when they're wrong. So you just have to work through it, figure out what that person needs, ask them what they want, and how you can make it better for them. You have to give them a better experience.
I actually pray to God to lead me in the way that He wants me to be, and I try to follow that and try to live by example, be a good example, and to help others as I can.
Well, this is probably a pretty common answer, but the amount of time that I have to spend on things I actually want to do versus things I need to do, that's a big one. I'd love to just throw this thing off a cliff. It's very distracting. I work in digital marketing, so there's a lot of social media in my life and emails and things like that. I'd love for all that stuff to go away. I'd like to spend more time focused on my family too. I think things like that are really important, but they get pushed aside easily when you have external responsibilities and then you have limited free time. So you're considering what you need for yourself. The first thing to go is people outside of yourself a lot of the time, because it's easy to push that stuff away. So more time to balance in more healthy ways. I think I'd like to become someone who controls that part of my life better.
Who I am now is somewhat, I'm making it. I'm getting through life, I'm doing what I gotta do, but I'm not where I wanna be. But it's easy to get caught up in the routine of life and going to work and coming home and life slipping away from you. So I'm not where I wanna be, but I'm still busy and no complaints, and I'm alive and I'm healthy, and I'm thankful and grateful for that. But maybe the future will be different, but we're good right now too. I wish I was a multi-millionaire and didn't have to work and I could wake up and do whatever I wanted to do every day, but unfortunately I go to work and make a living, and I get a couple days off to do what I like to do, and it's fine. It would be nice to have an endless amount of money and just sit back and do whatever you want to every day, but we're not there yet.
I'd like to know what I'm going to be when I grow up. So yeah, I just take one day at a time, open to whatever comes along. I've been here 32 years and I love it. And I love the mountains. Wherever I'm at, I want to be in the mountains. So that suits me just fine. I think if I had it to do over again, I would have gotten married. Not that there's anything wrong with marriage, it's just not for me. It changes things. The guys don't act the same once they get married, so yeah.
I'd say the difference is motivation. I have a tough time, pulling up my bootstraps, getting myself to do what I know I need to do. So I guess that discipline is what I'm trying to establish in my life right now. The disease is one factor in that for sure. It makes me really tired, really lethargic sometimes. But I guess the other thing with that is it's tough. It's really hard building that discipline, and it's something that I just need to do. I don't know.
Liberation, freedom of expression, self-actualization, just the removal of expectations of other people's priorities. Bunch of ghosts and gangsters, and fucking Californians. What was the question again? Personal decisions, self-actualization, the uncontrollable forward march of time. Yeah, that's the real one, yeah. Being a drunk. Being poor.